I don't take this for granted. I'll see you Thursday.
It's very cold, isn't it? No kiss goodbye. I'll see you Thursday. That's it. Is he forging stuff?
Can I sit here?
I had a pile of cheese chili fries. The last guy who sat here didn't last 5 miles.
It's well played. I'm not being funny though, right? He picked on Jimmy a little bit. Like, look at the guy. Hang on, look. The guy in front, there's a seat next to him. He's sat in the middle. Come up to that guy. Excuse me, mate. You just move across. Way easier. Like, and it's before.
Different pens, please. Oh, Bubba.
Beautiful.
I got you.
How many we got?
He's sending these to the DA.
Would you like another batch?
Mate, easiest money you'll make in your life, really, innit?
Chastity, let's see what you've got.
I love, like, how easily he has just kind of roped in everyone on the bus. Ah, Coushatta. Name of the episode. How do you say that? Hang on, because I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Huh? No, that can't be right. America, chime in. What do you mean? Cow chowder? Seriously? Coushatta, right. What was that first one, man? I'm settling on Coushatta. I can't do cow shadow or whatever the that first one was, mate. Oh wait, the subtitle's on it. A cow shadow. No, maybe that is. I don't know. Let me know. But I'm going with Coushatta. I'm committing to saying it wrong if that's the case. Yeah, he didn't want to be tracked, did he? Because he didn't use his own car. Hello, and welcome to another Better Call Saul Sunday. Today, episode 8 of season 4, Coushatta. Or as Google would like to tell me, cow shadow. Flamingo! Nacho boy. It's been a hello. Okay.
I'm a little late, yo. Couldn't do nothing about it.
Right, okay.
For sure. Next week.
Can't be taking that, buddy.
Come here.
All got a promotion, eh? I just feel like that's too much jewelry. Do you know, do you know what I mean? Like, hey, look, at the end of the day, stop judging, Tyler. That's fair. You'd be fair to say that, absolutely. But I'm just every finger and your wrist and your neck, and your ears. I'm just like, pick one. Do you know what I mean? Or two. Pick two. Hey, now I don't want to say I told you so. Kind of got to though, really, hasn't he? Big boss now. I wonder how this changes things for Nacho, you know, because this is obviously a very different situation to when Hector was in charge, and obviously the Nacho that we saw previously very much wanted to get out. I do wonder how power has changed things, and the lack of Hector. Be interesting to see if anything has changed or whether he is still kind of emotionally in the same situation.
What you owe, you owe.
Because that is a little different, innit? This is kind of the same scene that we got before, but Nacho obviously was in the front seat, Hector was behind.
You had to do that, man.
Fair enough.
So why didn't you do it?
I mean, give us a break, do you know what I mean? He's not wavering, is he? He seems different. It's a bit of a shame. Okay, here we go, we're lingering.
Hey, baby. You're in early.
Want us to make you some dinner?
You gonna smoke with us?
This isn't a life, Nacho. Kind of interesting how... So far, it's interesting that I was talking last episode about what's expected of a man. It's interesting the picture we have here of, I mean, look, maybe I might be jumping the gun here and we'll see. And I might revise this as we go through the episode, but Nacho kind of has almost what a lot of men, I think, would say is their dream. They have a nice house, they have money, there was a nice car that he was driving that he came home in. Not just one woman, two. They're just there waiting for him. Do you want dinner? Everything he could possibly want, and yet he seems to not be happy, right? And it's almost this message of that image that so many men seem to want. It doesn't quite get you the happiness perhaps that you might expect, and he's tamping down. And I'm not saying, you know, he doesn't have these violent tendencies, but there has been a goodness to him, and that seems to have just gone. Yeah, perhaps I'll revise what I said at the beginning scene with Domingo of he seems to have maybe lost that. I think perhaps maybe it's more of a tamping down of that, because he probably doesn't have a choice, right? He's doing that, I suppose, at the behest of obviously the cartels, but obviously also Gus, and so out of necessity perhaps he's kind of eradicating that side of himself because he has to, because otherwise he's not going to be able to do it. And then not only does he probably die, his father does too. Okay, the mask comes off a little bit. Hello. Hang on, what did that say? Right, Martin's his name. It's interesting, this little bit of this scene here. It's almost like a symbolic reminding of who he was, you know, what he holds dear. That maybe he wants to get, like, I think wants to get back to, but can't. Even more so now, even ironic as it might be, Hector's out of the way and he still can't, right? I feel like him looking at those is almost, like I say, this symbolic looking at who he was, his past, who he is truly, and what he's kind of having to tamp down. I mean, locked away in a safe, for me, kind of tracks as to he can't really be himself right now. He's not allowed to be, and he's holding that in a box, metaphorically and literally. Okay. You okay, mate? What's going on? Yeah, we need the boss man happy, arguably the most important. Is he into Mike? Hey. This makes more sense for him.
Could I get the Hefeweizen this time?
It's Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen.
Vollkommen richtig.
Let's all be nice.
It's on
Yeah.
me.
Oh, he's such a gem. I love him. I do. Hefeweizen.
Where was I? The opera.
Such a nice guy. Is Mike looking at the guy like he can spot you now? That's kind of like a security risk, isn't it, right? If they ever track that guy down.
Your papa, what did he do?
Left behind a cold water flat.
Not true.
Left
Also
you.
left you.
Yeah, mate. This guy and me.
My Margarete, she's my heart.
Beautiful.
This is the longest I've ever been away from her.
To home.
Man, I want them to get their work done just so he can go back home, man. Uh-oh.
I've got to check on the boys. You gonna be all right here?
God, why do I feel like I'm nervous for him? I don't feel like he's gonna be. I don't know why.
You're not throwing me out. I paid my money.
That's it.
Of course it's Kai.
I'm calling the cops.
No.
And I'm here to get him out of your hair.
What about his buddies?
How many of them?
This idiot goes home, sleeps it off.
No.
Buddy.
You are done. Go on, try me.
Please do.
All good?
Yeah, man. We're cool.
Beautiful.
So, like this.
Mate, take a day off.
No, Terry.
Making friends, I love it.
The column here.
This is bad though. I do feel like Mike's going to come in and reprimand him a little bit. It's going to stay in these guys' heads. That's not what they want.
Load-bearing walls there.
Very good. Slide through the construction.
Man, I want to drink with this guy though. Like for real.
Time to go.
Come sit with us.
Your wife's calling?
My wife.
Oh man, this was a bad idea. This was just a wholesale, just bad idea, huh?
Good talking to you, Werner.
Auf Wiedersehen.
They know his name. Yeah. Okay. Get him home, let him sleep, talk to him in the morning. Cafe!
I'll see you later.
Oh, it's painful. I know, like, again, I said last episode, it's over between them, but, like, it's still painful to see every time.
You want me to bring you something? Maybe Flying Star?
Don't know what you can do at this point, man. Because he is trying. That was him trying to bridge the gap a little bit. Like, do you want anything? Small, subtle, but that was him reaching out a little bit. It's not enough, and he needs to do more if he wants to, you know, if there's any chance at saving it. But that's what that was, bless him. I think she's very much done.
Wife mad at you?
I don't know.
Yeah, she's mad at you.
Oh, are we going to have a sit down? We're going to get to know each other.
Go on.
Bless her.
You take her to dinner.
Yes.
Nice place.
Yeah.
Cloth napkin.
This is what I mean. This lady's beautiful. I love her.
You say sorry. Then say sorry again.
Try 3 times. Why not?
Whatever she says, you say sorry.
I think we might be past that.
Yeah, I think so, mate. But you can try. And, like, this is what I mean. As I said before, he's reaching out. It's not enough. He needs to do something more. This lady coming in, kind of giving him a, you know, an idea on a platter, which is much better than what you're doing, mate. And look, he's thinking realistically about it, right? He's like, I don't know if there's much I can do, but he's got to decide whether he wants to try, right?
I'll leave the bottle.
Bless her. Oh, she's got a heart after all. Mate, take her out. Do you know what I mean? Man, honestly, my top dinner guests at the moment are her and Werner. Like, get me involved. Do you know what I mean? Like, tell me about structures. While she's just plying me with, like, vodka. Like, straight vodka. Do you know what I mean? Sounds like a good time.
No problem. Come on in.
Hello, round 2. Okay.
My associates.
Hi.
Suzanne Erickson.
You got a few of them now, eh? She really is moving up, isn't she? Moved up.
You're asking to go from 18 months jail time down to nothing?
Goddamn right.
There are several businesses nearby with security cameras. We need time to subpoena all of them.
Smashed it, well done. Don't look at her.
We'd simply like to have the most complete information at our disposal. We're filing a motion to compel discovery.
Oh, that steady look.
Good luck with that.
It's a reasonable Brady disclosure.
That steady gaze.
You're thinking of pursuing civil litigation. A word in private.
Nah, no, don't give it.
I'll catch up.
Okay, fine, whatever.
And at the end of all this, your client is still going away.
Okay. I guess we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Love it. Power move, mate. An unsteady breath. Interesting. She was held tightly in control. Yeah, this is the thing. She's letting emotion drive her. Everything that kind of happened up to this point to get her here, like last episode into this episode, it's emotional. I think there's maybe two things, perhaps, that were at play there. I think Kim felt a little slighted. I think the DA also threw a jab out at Jimmy. Right, those two things. Someone did put a comment last episode and I cut it out of the video because I watched it back in the edit. Basically, last episode, the DA, there's a moment in that scene, it's in the last video I made as well, where she says Kim and the tone is very kind of insulting. And I cut it out because in the edit I realized, because I thought it was like a lack of respect thing. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like a Miss Wexler. It was very informal, or it wasn't giving Kim any kind of professionality in the way that she addressed her. And I cut it out because in the edit I saw Kim call the DA by her first name as well, and I was like, oh, okay, no, because like it plays as if like she says, the DA says Kim's name in the tone that she does, and Kim kind of draws back. It's that moment where she draws back and she's like, excuse me? And so I wouldn't have said anything, but thank you to that commenter because you made me think that I'm not crazy. I thought if someone else has seen it too, then I'm not insane. So I'm gonna kind of ride with it for a little bit. But I think she was slighted by that. I think she was. So I think it's that. So I think it's personal in that respect as well. And also she spoke down on Jimmy. And I think it's like a knee-jerk response. So like I think Kim's and Jimmy's relationship is where it's at, and I'm not gonna rehash it. You kind of know obviously where it's at this point in the show. But I think it's almost this knee-jerk response. Someone, like, she's still with Jimmy, so I think someone like attacks him and she feels that natural knee-jerk response of like, excuse me, don't do that, which I think is very hard to get rid of even if you aren't quite in the relationship anymore, or you don't feel the same way, right? And I think it's those two. So anyway, point is, it's emotional, which is dangerous, right? Because I think Kim has to be, and you know, look, she absolutely achieved the cold, calculated lawyer professional in that meeting. You saw that cool gaze that she had, but I think that unsteady breath as she came out, she was holding herself tightly in control. But I think that little wavering as she came out of like, and like I say, the personal aspect to the motivation as to why she's going after the DA right now makes me question as to whether she's actually going to win or not, or whether it's going to blow up a little bit. We'll see.
This R&R was a good idea, Michael.
It was. Go on, Mike.
No details, no scale at all. Could be a box for shoes.
It's a gap.
They have forgotten me entirely.
The German national. Talking about pouring hundreds of tons of concrete at a secret underground location.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were right. I'm sorry, Mike. I had too much beer.
Yeah.
Listen to me. Carefully. The man we're working for is very serious.
Fair.
Think about the precautions we take to keep everything that goes on here quiet.
I think, yeah, this is the thing. Mike, I think, is coming from a place of, he likes this guy. It's very serious, and the seriousness is going to come from Gus. It's not going to come from Mike. Mike knows that. Werner doesn't. I feel like Mike very much the mouthpiece for kind of being like, don't mess with Gus.
Do you understand what I am saying to you?
He's trying to say it without saying it. Yeah, Werner kind of putting it together a little bit there, look.
I do understand.
Kind of like that. Oh.
And I'm sorry to cause you any problem.
Bless him. I believe him.
Nothing like this will happen again.
Mate, no more mistakes. You got to finish the work. Oh, man. Why do I feel like he's not getting out of it, you know?
Are you prosecuting Santa Claus?
Your Honor?
Looks like Miracle on 34. Get your hands off our hero, they say. Miss Wexler, did you start this particular ball rolling?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
They're planning to send a contingent here to show their support during the trial.
Are you talking about a bunch of yahoos?
Hey, judgy.
I'm not sure what bearing any of this has on the case.
Go on, mate. Late on her.
His hometown in, did you say Louisiana?
Coushatta.
Look at if I receive one more letter from some swamp-dwelling do-gooder.
Buddy, they're human. You uppity motherfucker.
Now you two work it out.
We've tried, Your Honor.
Pull the Babineau file. Every parking ticket. I want known associates.
Oh my God. They're so petty. They're both being petty. Kim's kind of being petty in that, like I said, the emotional thing, she's being petty. She is. As much as, you know, as the audience, I'm on her side because I like Kim. She's being petty. But now this lady is too. She's not backing down. That worries me that she's petty. If Kim oversteps the line and drops the ball, I do feel like this lady's going to bring down the hammer more than she has to.
Ben!
I mean, I say petty, she's also just doing her job, right? Like as a good professional. I mean, she's clearly very proficient at her job. She wouldn't have got here otherwise. If she just rolled over every time someone came at her with something like this, right? She wouldn't have got where she is. So it does also make sense, right? I do think the manner in which she walked into this room, shouted, pull everything, I want everything, pulled the desk. It was like, this is my focus now. Forget everything else. There's something petty about that, but not about actually pursuing and following up, right?
He's a kind man and a good friend to everyone. Jesus, they do make him sound like Santa Claus.
Leave a message. I'll get back to you as soon as I can.
I love you.
Is there some reason why Huel in particular holds so much esteem in your church?
Is there a picture of him? Yeah. No. That's hilarious.
Handling how?
Of course. Amazing. Of course, the phones, man.
Shame on you!
Yeah, not too shabby.
I've been taking improv classes.
You smashed that, mate. Well done. Amazing. All obviously fake. Are they going to go check it out, I wonder? If someone, this is the thing. If someone goes to Coushatta. Wow.
Hello there, Free Will Baptist. Hansford speaking. Who this?
Who this?
I'm gonna step into the vestibule. Oh, there we go.
Having the best time, aren't they, really?
The court has received numerous letters.
It's so funny, isn't it, how, like, this is almost the equivalent of, like, a bigger law firm drowning the other smaller law firm. I know it's not quite the best analogy in paperwork.
He's got a heart as big as Lake Pontchartrain.
The whiteboard.
There was a short circuit in the old coffee maker. The whole thing catch fire and the...
He's doing great with the accent, though. Like, I'm not saying, I don't know, like okay, from an English ear, right? I'm not saying it's like pitch perfect. Maybe people from Louisiana are going to be like, nah, mate, no, it's nowhere near. I do feel like, and this isn't, okay, so obviously he's doing a fake accent, but I'm just saying, like, when an actor does an accent that isn't their own, even if the accent's a little bit shaky, I do feel like they should get points for consistency. If I'm watching a show, the actor's doing an accent, maybe it's a little off, whatever twang they've got, if they consistently keep that the whole time, there's no word that it slips on, I do feel like there's definitely marks for that, absolutely. But the consistency's there. Like, it doesn't really drop. It doesn't sound like Jimmy at any point. Do you know what I mean?
He burst right in, and he carried out every last one of them oldsters.
Surely that'd be in the news, in a paper that they could track down.
Y'all sound like a real nice lady, and I know you're only doing your job, but... Have you set a date yet for Huel trial? Ring me up when you do.
Amazing.
Because we got a couple of charter buses.
I'll make sure to let you know.
Beautiful. Mate, they are banking a lot on this not going to trial, because you can't get... You have to hire actors, right? Okay. Yeah. This is the goal. This is high risk, high reward, right? Because if this failed, Kim's possibly in trouble, a lot of trouble. Are we doing dinner, Jimmy? What's the word? Wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's the thing, isn't it, of, like I say, I think the assistant DA came for Jimmy, and I think there was that element of the personal to Kim. And like I've said before, this idea of Kim and her professional persona, this idea of her wanting to be the best lawyer she can. We saw in the flashback her looking up to Chuck as much as she did and finding that impressive, and I think aspiring towards that as well. We've seen enough in the show, I think, that she's very much always aspired towards that. And I mean, you know, even without that, previous to getting here, right, she had that motivation, obviously, of I want to go out and I want to make something of myself. All of these motivations playing, that's kind of her characterization. It's who she is as a person. And the assistant DA there, last episode, came at that, tore her down, didn't give her the respect. And we've been seeing the last few episodes, that Kim has made strides in where she is professionally. I mean, even this episode, we saw the associates. We've been seeing, obviously, before even she was with Schweikert and Coakley, she had the paralegal. Stepping up, right? So in her mind, you've got to imagine she's also feeling that as well. You know, achieving this kind of professional station that I think was was undermined in the last episode. Even if it was subtle, I think even if it was just the tone, and I think even if it was just like Kim's face, you know, and the reaction to that, I think you can read that in that conversation. And so Kim, as we saw in the scene previous as well, she wasn't certain, right? She was a little bit on edge. She came out, she was steady gaze, but she came out and she had that unsteady breath. She wasn't quite collected. She's not quite sure that she could do it on her own or that it would work. And the fact that it has worked, obviously her idea, right? Last episode we saw her with the pens and all that stuff. It was her idea, let's not forget. Fair play to her. But it was Jimmy who did all the legwork. And it was so to a certain extent, it was kind of Jimmy who gave her that, which is a huge deal for her, right? When you combine that with her motivations, her characterization in what she wants as a person, as a professional, also what she's achieved in the station that she is in her mind, the way it was undermined, taken away from her by this assistant DA, and the way that Jimmy gave her that back. And so despite everything happening in their relationship, that kiss and the way she just like passionately came out, because I think passion is the word that I would use, passionately came at him, a lot of emotion there, is explained despite obviously the troubles in their relationship with what I've just talked about in the way that Jimmy gave her back what is so important to her.
You sure can take it?
Hello.
All right.
This is the thing. This is what I would say about it though, is maybe slightly momentary. I don't know if this is substantial enough. It's fleeting. This is almost like if their relationship is a building, the foundations have kind of given way, they're crumbling, they're cracking, they're not doing so well, but it feels as if this is almost a remodeling a little bit, right? They've given maybe a fresh coat of paint, brought in some nice furnishing, doesn't necessarily excuse that the foundations are crumbling. So yeah, it feels as if it's kind of momentary. We'll see. I hope not. I want to see them get back to where they were. Yeah, we'll see.
You on a trip down north?
And I wonder whether perhaps the catalyst for that is that, because I found myself thinking before she kissed him, as cruel as it would be, the most interesting perhaps writing decision they could make is for the assistant DA to find something out or get something or have her suspicion triggered, and she finds something out and this all kind of blows up a little bit, you know. And I do wonder whether that'll be the catalyst for what I'm talking about in this fleetingness perhaps that I sense in this moment. All speculation, I don't know.
A little extra roux in the gumbo. Woo, that's a beauty.
And also this show is kind of like this here, like Jimmy talking like this and they're kind of gloating and having a good time. This show is kind of known for giving us this kind of thing and then toppling us off a cliff, you know?
That's not a thing.
It's a thing that happens to you when you...
It's funny, isn't it? There's this closeness again. And it is, so on top of everything else that I'm saying, interesting to kind of almost isolate their relationship and examine it, because it's like they have obviously grown apart and they've grown apart further in the way that they've kind of gone, and Jimmy going into what he's been doing that's, you know, a little bit more nefarious, criminal, whereas Kim has gone, you know, the other way, like I've been talking about as well in previous videos. How there is still this almost this common ground, this warmth when they connect with these schemes, when they have a scheme together, or because we have seen that in the show, in the series all together from season 1 all the way through to here. We have seen that characteristically their relationship, the two of them have found common ground and been brought closer through these schemes as well. And it's such an interesting juxtaposition of this logistically and almost morally going opposite directions, but at the same time they have this like commonality in the center here of this element of slipping Jimmy, and when they're aligned in that and fully both kind of committed to that, it does bring them closer together.
Well, the phones were a touch.
The phone sold it.
It was all you, start to finish.
Both of you, to be honest.
The DA overplayed her hand.
I do wonder whether the DA's got a bit of a bone to pick with you though.
What are you up to today?
She's interested.
I'm gonna check out an office.
I thought you already found one.
He told her.
There's a little more office than I needed.
Right, he's going solo. Mature, good. And also, like I say, this respect that he wasn't giving Kim by assuming, I mean, look, it's human, right? Hoping that she would come with him. But I think in him kind of downsizing and being like, no, I'll look for an office that's just for me. It's giving her respect. It's giving her decision respect. And that is only going to bring them close together too. I like this. I just worry it's not long term.
Paige will hate me for bringing this up.
Go ahead.
And Paige tells me what I'm going to ask is impossible.
Kim does the impossible.
What if we made the Lubbock branch the same as Tucumcare? Can you pull another rabbit out of the hat for us?
Oh, I wonder whether this thing with Jimmy is giving her a bit of a taste of something. Maybe actually she's going to start relying more on Jimmy, and maybe just the way that they're like, keep pulling another rabbit out of the hat. I think she wants to do that. She wants to be that person. Again, going back to that flashback of her looking at Chuck and Chuck doing that. That was very much who Chuck was. He pulled rabbits out of hats. Obviously, we know not in a way that, you know, Jimmy would. I think he did it obviously legitimately. He was a brilliant man, very good at his profession. And I'm not saying Kim's not. She absolutely is. And she's done previously absolutely has. She's absolutely done that off her own back before. But I do wonder whether what has just happened and the way that she achieved it maybe has shown her a little bit that if she does that, she can more assuredly win everything. She can assure that she gets what she wants.
But I have to agree with Paige.
Okay.
It is. It's unfeasible.
I get it. I had to ask.
Fair.
All right. Wyoming then.
Yeah, that little look there.
Yellowstone, here we come.
She's second guessing that, I think.
Looking to Wyoming, we are moving.
Go on.
With market research as planned.
I wonder if she's gonna try something a little bit more below the belt. Right, is that the bottle top, right? Which is obviously very symbolic of her and Jimmy and that element of con on her mind. Yeah, I wonder if she's going to keep doing what she just did with Jimmy to win that case and start to use that in more unwinnable situations like we just saw there. And her professional mind came in and was like, no, it's unfeasible. It's not going to work. And I wonder whether she's going to come back later with a scheme and come to Kevin and Paige and be like, I can make it work. And then get in trouble for that, get caught. Because you can only keep doing that, I think, for so long until you get caught.
Way behind schedule, but the work is solid.
He's fighting for them, for Werner.
And Werner? He screwed up, he knows it. Said it won't happen again.
And what do you say?
I think Mike's going to fight for him.
I've got eyes on him. But yeah, he's good.
Yeah, I just worry about what's going through Gus's head.
Good.
Sweet. Okay, for now. They can't afford another one though, can they? Another mess up anywhere.
Use your imagination.
Kim. Interesting.
Excuse me for a sec, would you?
Wants a word with him. I wonder what about.
So what's up?
Just driving around.
I know what's on your mind.
He thinks it's to do with their relationship, right? Because obviously that's what he's sensing, but I think from her, it's no. I think you and I can work together. Because I think this is the thing. She's not stupid. I do think as much as we haven't seen as much of her physically acknowledging or verbally acknowledging, or like genuinely any acknowledgement from her that her relationship with Jimmy is on the rocks, not really there as much as it was, she's not stupid. I think she knows that. And I think, again, like I say, I think it's heavily steeped in the professional, the way that she's feeling about what happened with the assistant DA in Huel and the way that she felt as a result of that and after that. I think the accolade that she got from that, like I say, professionally was huge. And I think obviously ascribes that to Jimmy, right? But I do think also it ended in feeling that passion again for him. Something that I think she probably knows hasn't been there for a while. And I do think she still likes him. It's just kind of gone the way it's gone and they've gone apart, right? So I think Jimmy, everything that I'm talking about with Jimmy, I think it's mirrored in her. And I think that passion that we got, that we saw in that corridor and then obviously ended in bed, I think she's kind of feeling that connection with him more as well, right? So it's an avenue back into that, back into how they were in their relationship previously. And I think she likes that too.
The thing that we did, I mean, it was nuts. Contempt of court could have wrecked you at Schweiker.
Oh, no, good. Okay, sorry. No, so I was wrong. I assumed he was going at it from, it doesn't really matter because that's not really what I focused on with what I talked about. But I was wrong about that. Good on Jimmy. Fair play to Jimmy for that. I do think, though, that she's going to come back and be like, no, I want to do it again. I do feel like he's only... Yeah, Kim. Look at this. I do feel like he's only saying that, though, also because that's what he thinks she needs right now. And obviously he knows her and how she usually is. I do think he's wrong, though.
Don't worry. No one's going to know about it. It'll be like it never happened.
No, she's in.
We are totally done with all that.
What if we weren't?
No more.
Say it. Go on. What's in your mind? Yeah.
Let's do it again.
I knew it. I knew it. Yeah. It all makes so much sense, man. Oh, dear me. It is beautiful how the show does telegraph all of these emotions. It's all so subtle. It is, but it's all there. Like, as much as I want to take all of the accolade for all of, my predictions, and I get some wrong, absolutely I do, obviously. It is down to the show. The show's writing is so organic. And also the acting is so on point. And there's so much below the surface of the acting. There's so much, like, subtle emotions that you can see. You can literally see on their faces as they're, like, hearing stuff or something. Like, it's all telegraphed in some way by the show, the actors, whatever it is. Is Hector here?
Oh, hey.
New guy.
Wait.
Interesting.
Nunca en tu vida has probado algo tan delicioso, de verdad.
Oh, I like him. He just wants to feed you, mate. Try it first, at least.
No, gracias.
Oh!
Huélelo.
Mate, I'm vegan. I'll try it.
Que no, estás loco.
It's lovely.
¿No tienes hambre? Es tu problema.
Oh no. no, this guy's gonna get hurt.
Salamanca family. Name! Yo soy Eduardo, but you can call me Lalo.
Lalo, where have I heard that before?
I'm just here to lend a helping hand. I got a good head for numbers.
Nacho, why aren't you making friends? I thought it was just a random cook. Very different style, isn't it, to Hector? I like him. I bet he's messed up, though. Like, there's something in there. Yeah, okay. Lalo, isn't that the one? Was that the one that Saul mentions in Breaking Bad? I feel like that's the one he mentions when Jesse and... That's where my brain goes. When Jesse and Walter have him, it's the first episode he's in, and they have him, like, on his knees with the bag over his head, Lalo. I'm sure that's when he mentions it. I'm not sure. Interesting. Yeah, look, not much more to talk about, quite honestly. I think I've done a lot of analysis, and I think it bore quite a lot of fruit at the end, obviously with Kim and Jimmy. Very interesting. I don't think that is going to end well. I think everything, all of the danger sense that I got post, obviously what happened with the assistant DA and the Huel and all that situation, the way that I was feeling a bit on edge, I think that's where it's going to come from. The fact that she wants to do it again, because I think you can only do that for so long, especially with Mesa Verde, which is where I feel like she's going to plan to do it. Even if she doesn't get caught, I do perhaps feel like Paige or Kevin, maybe you're going to find out, and that's not going to go well for Kim. I do wonder. Something, do you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, we shall see. But that was Coushatta. Thank you so much for watching. Some links down below if you'd like to support me further. There are early access for all of my videos down there if you fancy. If you want to know where I'm up to, what's available, go on my page, go scroll down, members only videos. You can see what is available to watch. Have a look, see if it's worth the money. If not, no worries, I'll see you next time. Thank you as always to those who do support me. You're genuinely so cool. Thank you so much. Some more Better Call Saul coming very soon, but other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.